Hi, my name is Dr. Kerry Tapuzian, and this is Ask Dr. T. Today's question is in regards to PMS or premenstrual syndrome. Let's talk about some precipitating factors and some causes of PMS. The first one we've got up here are birth control pills, and this is usually after you stop taking the birth control pills, the symptoms come on. Pregnancies, miscarriages and abortions. Now these top three, pretty much what's happening is your hormones are changing or they're not able to reset after these events have gone on. With birth control pills, your hormones have been subdued, if you will, for the time that you've been taking them. Pregnancy, your levels are different than you are when you're not pregnant, obviously, and this is pretty much the same as being pregnant, if you will. So your body, for whatever reason, it doesn't reset with the correct levels for what your hormones should be. Tubal ligations, partial hysterectomy, and age is also important too. And with age, what we're talking about here is you've got two main sex hormones. They're estrogen and progesterone. And I'm just going to put a little drawing out here because what normally happens during a woman's cycle, is progesterone levels will be in the low areas for the first 2 weeks. They'll ovulate, levels will go way up, they'll stay up, you won't get pregnant, they'll come down, you'll have your period, Estrogen levels, what they do is they peak on two different occasions. They'll peak around day 14, where they'll be up here, they'll peak, they come down, and they sort of peak again on day 21, and then they come back down. Well, what happens with PMS, or what can trigger some of the symptoms, is if your progesterone levels, they don't make it up. You don't get a good high spike, or they just come up halfway and they come down and your levels are low. That's why you would have symptoms the week before or 10 days before your actual period. And same thing with estrogen. Your levels, they may peak up, but they don't stay up and they come down and they're low during this last part of the cycle. Some causes also for PMS, if you will, that will be in blue here, if you can see that. Yeast overgrowth, which is the same thing as candida. And some of the signs and symptoms or risk factors for having this are if you've ever been on birth control pills, if you've taken antibiotics for a long period of time, if you have any cravings for sugar or carbohydrates, this might key you in that you have this going on too, or if you have any bloating after you eat. Low thyroid function can be a cause of PMS, low magnesium levels, and these things are all easily tested. Low essential fatty acid levels, which is a blood test as well, and low blood sugar. Now let's talk about some common symptoms that women have with PMS. What we've done is we've got some of the symptoms and we've got some common things that women will say about these symptoms. Water retention, I feel like I'm going into labor. Breast tenderness, they are hot, tender, and painful. Fatigue, I just want to lie down and sleep. Mood swings, a demon enters my mind and controls me. Depression, everything seems dark and gloomy. Anxiety, I feel very fragile and afraid. Irritability, when I feel this way, I can't stand the people around me. And then there's cravings for sweets. I never thought I'd crave Twinkies. And then cravings for chocolate, it's like being thirsty in a desert. Now let's talk about some common testing that we do. And first of all, one of the things we'll do is we'll test your sex hormones, your estrogen levels, your progesterone. We'll also check testosterone levels as well. And what we do is we'll do saliva testing, where we'll do a month-long test where we're checking your hormones pretty much every other day, but over the complete length of your cycle, so we can see what your levels are doing constantly, giving us a number of windows into what your levels are. And then different lab work that we'll obtain too. We'll get candida titers, and this can also be done with urine testing. We'll check magnesium levels, fasting blood sugar, hemoglobin A1C, which is sort of a long-term level of your sugar levels, fasting insulin. We'll check thyroid function, and there's usually 6 different thyroid tests we'll order. And we'll also have you do basal body temperatures, where we have you check your body temperature first thing in the morning. And we'll check fatty acid analysis, which is another blood test as well. So that's some basic testing we'll do. Now, as far as treatment goes, You know, we want to balance your hormones, and depending on what the saliva test is, maybe you have low progesterone levels, maybe it's estrogen. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes we can pretty much figure it out just based on the symptoms you're having and when you're having them. But the saliva testing, the levels, it's very helpful as to treatment. We'll also treat candida overgrowth, and there's 3 parts to this. We starve the yeast or the candida by not giving it the sugars and the carbohydrates that it wants. We'll crowd it out by having you take probiotics or things that are called lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, which are the active cultures that are in yogurt, for example. And we'll also kill it off either using prescription antifungals or natural antifungals like oil of oregano, garlic, berberine, things like that. If you have low magnesium levels, we'll treat with magnesium. And one real easy way to treat this is by using Epsom salts, which is magnesium sulfate. You take 3/4 to a cup of Epsom salts, put them in the bath, sit in it, just absorbs right through your skin. Not only does it help you with sleep and stress, but it helps you increase your magnesium levels. Low fatty acid levels, we usually replace these either by having you take cod liver oil, which doesn't taste as bad as it used to. It's actually pretty good nowadays because they flavor it. And also with fish oil or the omega-3 fatty acids. We'll treat low blood sugar by having you eat, multiple times during the day, eating 6 small meals a day versus just having 1 or 2 larger meals. No refined sugars, and we'll add in here too B-complex vitamins, and also have you avoid caffeine. Vitamin A has also been shown to help with the relief of PMS symptoms. Exercise has also been shown to help. Then there's 2 herbal remedies, black cohosh and chasteberry. Black cohosh will actually help balance your estrogen levels, and chasteberry, which some people know as Vitex, will help balance or help you increase progesterone levels. See, another thing that will happen too is if you're in early menopause or premenopause, one of the first hormones to go down usually is progesterone. And so this may be what's triggering off the PMS symptoms. But on the other hand, too, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. A lot of women will start having lower estrogen levels at an early age, usually around 30, 35 years of age. And this could be one of the things that's triggering it off as well. Okay, any questions out there? There's a question. You can email me at askdrt@gmail.com, or you can visit our website at www.cfhll.com. I'm Dr. Kerry Topouzian, and this has been Ask Dr. T.